We'll be starting very, very shortly. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? Round up time. Hello, how are you all doing today? I am good, Robert, thank you for asking. I am very good. I hope you're doing better, my friend. I'm sorry to hear that you're ill, which ain't great. Evening, Mark, how are you doing, mate? How are we all doing? How is everything going in the world of the Punk Chef crew, really? How are we all doing in the Punk Chef crew? How are we all dealing with the situation at the minute? It's been a bit of a mental week. Before we get into things that I'm just going to say this now, I said it on the video earlier. I apologise if I've been snapping at people. It's not been fun covering Wednesday the last week and a bit. It's been really, I'll be honest, it's been crap. It's been utterly crap covering Wednesday at the minute. because there's a lot of infighting. There's a lot of things that we as fans can't change. We are the crew again, yes. Because people like the crew. Unless somebody can think of a better name than that, we're a crew again. On this merry ship that is Wednesday. Big shout out to DJ in the chat for my Sheffield Wednesday Subbuteo players. Hang on. Which is class. Smashed it again. Thank you very much, dude. I see you in the chat. Can't wait to get that for the thing. For the tactics idea. I can now finally do red versus blue and white, which is nice. But yeah, evening, DJ, how are we doing? It's been interesting this week, hasn't it? So, I think we need to start with the elephant in the room. Shout at the toxic. Yeah, it has been a bit shout at the toxic. It has been a little bit that way. It just, I get it though. I also get it at the same time. I really understand it. At least we got Joey Pufey's signature on the contract today. Yes, that is something. I won't lie. I was struggling to think that was going to happen. As soon as I heard that Brentford were involved, I was like, we're done. We ain't getting him now. That's that done. He's going. He's done. Hello. Shout out the toxic. Who are you oiling at? Hello, Punky Horrors. Is it because I didn't say hello? Jesus Christ. Stop breaking me on stream. Not fair. 18 viewers, 5 likes. Get those likes up, please. I much appreciate it. But Joey Pufey really signing a contract is fantastic. I think we saw a lot of him in the preseason that looked really good. And he also looks like a player that Sisco likes himself. He spoke quite highly of him. He spoke very highly of him. He was very complimentary of how he is and how he played. So having that done is brilliant. We've had the whole situation with Darren Moore coming out and saying what he said now, which we'll never know what the real conversations were. As Darren Moore has said in the Star, the conversation that me and the chairman had, which will remain private between me and chairman, and he said so far the chairman has respected that wishes as well. It's one of those things where we all know that at the moment there's a very, very big thing of Chansiri out. Everyone wants him out. Everyone wants him to most people want him out. I'm at the thing is like, I understand the frustration, but I also don't see what we as fans legitimately can do unless we are going to demand for a German-style ownership model where it's the 51 rule, where you get people who are part of an AGM and you get to have people and where it's not that someone can buy a whole thing and run it, that they're the committee in that sense. If you put to me a situation of putting a German model in front of me, then just one person on pure ownership, I'll snap your hand off it. It is the great way of doing football. You look at Bayern Munich, I think one of their cheapest tickets this year in the German league is something stupid like £102. That's their cheapest season ticket. Evening, Jed the Giant Chicken. How are you doing, my friend? Let me just put my troll on here. Hey up, John. How you doing? There you go. I've got a troll. Find a name for the troll and win a prize. But yeah, that's the situation at the minute. Like, the interview was interesting. I will say the interview was interesting. I'm looking forward to actually watching said interview in full. I'm in that situation at the minute that if we ever have the situation where we've got a chance to have a new owner, Ed Sheeran, I love someone to put the German model to us as a way of doing it. I don't see it happening. I can't see it happening in a million years. There's 20 people watching, 6 likes. Get those likes up, please. I much appreciate it. Hey to everyone that joined, by the way. Evening, John. But yeah, it's that interesting thing where I said we only had one side of the story at one point. We only had Chansiri's side. We now get that troll should be called Glenn. That mean. Glenn's not a troll. He's just very passionate. Bless him. But the thing is, we've got Darren Moore's side. I think I said I was going to call him Bobby Madley because he's a really naff ref. But the thing that you got with the situation with Darren Moore now coming out and saying what he said, it's shown a different side of everything. Windass can definitely play the number 10 role. He just doesn't want to play him there for some reason. But we're going to get on to Windass later, because Windass, I've got an interesting thing I like about what Windass said. Because what says right now that Darren Moore comes in and is still the manager and we're 3 games in and we haven't won a game and we're bottom of the league with 0 points. Would people then be calling for Darren Moore's head? I'm pretty damn sure they would be. I think they would be calling for his head then as well. So there's no good... hindsight is lovely. Granted, we finally got the thing about what Darren Moore what basically happened. It was a footballing thing. He could tomorrow. Let's see. I hope so. And Ian and G, Sheffield Wednesday, how are you doing, mate? But the thing is, even if he got a different contract, he still would have been probably one of the lowest paid managers in the Championship. I think Darren Moore wanted to do approaches steadily being, hey, Comedian Fish, how are you doing, mate? Thank you for being a member, as you always are. Also, I've got 2 member videos going out this weekend. I have had a hell of a job trying to capture my PlayStation. I finally have a device that'll capture it and do the microphone at the same time, so I don't have to split everything. Didn't have the right cable. Playing around with settings. Should have it all dialed in very shortly. I don't think Chance's utilising the Wednesday brand properly. I think someone else could market it better. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think the brand could be marketed a lot better, but I also think as a brand, that's now doing my head in. Go down there, troll. Got a good net to catch it. Yep. But as a whole, it's like after that Peterborough and Wembley thing, we should have had sponsors knocking on the door going, I want to be part of this, because we were going all over the place with the whole situation with how when they were such a good way of capitalizing on that, and we didn't. So yeah, I think you're right. It could be brand about. I have a feeling unless targets turned us down, we're done and dusted before deadline day, and it's been quiet one. Either that or it's gonna be hectic. Yeah, it's either gonna be really busy or really hectic, or there's gonna be something happen last minute but be interesting. Got a good net to capture it. Yep. Jesus Christ, dad joke. You got a PS5? I do have a PS5. Ian and Jake, Ian and Daniel, how you doing? Trolling you, yeah. Hey, Funk, how are you? I'm not too bad, thank you, mate. How are you? How are we all doing? Like I said in the Joey Pufey video or the Cardiff video, I can't remember which one. I apologise if I've been a bit snappy at late. At the end of the day, I've been struggling with this a little bit. I snapped at, speaking of though, I snapped at John on the Sunday review show with the lads, and again, man of my word, I said I'll go out and apologise. I sent him a DM, said apologise for snapping, didn't mean to, I'm a bit stressed, and he just said it's all good, bud. But a million to be generated worldwide, just look at Wrexham. Yeah, there's a way of doing it. There is a way of managing to marketing a club and making it so it's great, but it takes time and it's going to take a while, I think. Hey up, Pete, how's it hanging? More out, sick, got Kitman out, tea lady out, evening. Evening all. Evening, John, how you doing, mate? Have you had a good week? Hey up, peeps. Hey up, Dannington. I'm not too bad, mate. How are you? Who the blue got to... I was about to just ask that, actually. Mark, so that's actually interesting. Birmingham City, who you got? Peter... Oh, Plymouth. Nice. Should be interesting. Hey up, lad, sorry, back from... but nowhere in Wales. What happened recently, or how do Punk and how to Mrs. The Mrs. Knack, she's in the chat, Punky Hours. She's doing well. She's doing well. She's very, very pregnant and has had enough. Now, we haven't got long, actually. we were sat down, we were figuring it out other day. It's like, she ain't got long till she's at finished work. And once she finished work, it'll be a month. So it's going to be interesting. How was buttfuck nowhere in Wales, Bob? I'm trying to get a PS5 myself. Going to try and get a new Spider-Man game and the advanced. Nice. It's a good system. If you do get a PS5, make sure you put some money to one side to buy the SSD to upgrade it. I would technically go for a 2 terabyte. It'll cost you around 170 quid at the minute for the SSD. There's so many videos on how to install it, but get that because you only get about 600 gig once everything's in kind of done. Plymouth at home, kind of easy for Wrexham since they have big Hollywood stars involved. Chancellor, not Hollywood. True. But technically, more. The Wrexham situation is pretty much, it's more Ryan Reynolds than it is Rowan McIlroy. Ryan Reynolds, the businessman, he's the one who can do all the bits and pieces and stuff like that. So it's interesting, that one. I think we've always missed the boat on how to market Wednesday. We always had done. Even under Mandarix. We've never been a club that's been able to market a club and a fan base as big as it is. I still think it should be even better how we do. The Janos, Dannington Halloween. No, it's a Christmas baby, just like my other baby. My little girl is a December baby, and this one will be a December baby. So yay, fun. So I'm gonna be skint at Christmas. He's had year to start, so he's had a year to get it sorted. Seems more interesting milking. Where have we? The problem is, mate, with you saying milking the club. Where is he milking the club? Where is he milking the club? Because if you actually look at it, he's putting a lot of money in, but we haven't heard about too much money going out. I don't think a lot of money is leaving the club to go into Chancery's pockets, personally. I don't see that happen. I think the situation, I think he just still doesn't know how to run a football club. And the advisors he got is still not the right advisors. I think when we had the transfer committee, we're better when it was Glenn Road and stuff. I think it's interesting there that he's not. I don't think he's ever taken any money out of the club, John. I think it's just the way he has to. It makes me wonder how much we're paying on certain rates, kind of thing, and the mortgage repayment can't be great. They're not happy we signed Danfield and Tidesford. Oh, please let him go against Plymouth. That will be hilarious. Awful, mate. I come back. Oh, damn, mate. I'm sorry, mate. That sucks. Hope you get better soon. He just dumped millions in. Yeah, that's what Caboodle Fest. He dumped lots of money in. So I didn't mean milking. Yeah, he mismanaged. He dumped a lot of money in without actually getting it right. I think I've seen that series on Pornhub. Well done, DJ. I'm doing a Moneyball series with Sheffield Wednesday. Nice. It's decent to do. I like that for the same. There's no money in the club to take. Yeah, I think you're right there. You're right there. I don't think there's a lot of money to take. He is a decent player standing to. Danfield is a great player. He mismanaged it. He has mismanaged it, and he hasn't asked. From what we know in asking for help, we don't know what he's asked for help or who from. He got people in who he says likes him. I don't think it would be a disaster to let him move on from the Hilbert disaster. To do that, we would have to move the stadium, and that would be difficult because the stadium is a designated place now. I don't know how you say it, but it's a designated place kind of thing. It can't be knocked down or built on it. It's got to be for the community. So it will be interesting that. The thing I got is there's no easy fix for Sheffield Wednesday. There's no easy fix. And the problem is because there's no easy fix, it can be very difficult whoever comes in. Like everyone's talking about Adam Shaw. I haven't seen anything that said that Adam Shaw's got the financial backing to do what he wants to do, apart from his US partners. My question would be to Adam Shaw is, who are these US partners? Why have we not named said US partners? Kind of thing. And I think for me, he does need to have, he needs a football person in. He needs a football. I've always said the way I see the best way for Chansiri to run Wednesday is him be owner and bring in a chairman to run it. Bring in a chairman to do the day-to-day. So chairman and then he's owner. He does all the other bits and sanction stuff, but you have someone who's chairman who knows football. I've always said that... I've always said that that's the better way to go. I've always said that having a chairman and then Chansiri being owner would be a lot easier than how it is now, personally. To be fair, Chansiri backed every manager in transfer fully free. Yeah, he has. Yeah, definitely. Don't have anything to do with that. Listed Jake. Yep. Basic people watching, yeah, get those likes up, please. 40 watching, 10 likes. 40 people watching, 10 likes. This is a little button, it's thumbs up, does the world of good, does the algorithm, kind of thing, so it's good. John Clark Harris isn't, John Clark in talk with 3 clubs. I wonder if he won of them. He would be good. How old is Clark Harris now, though? Let's have a look. How old is he now? Copy, let's have a look. John Clark Harris, how old is he now? He's 29, so we'll be getting another 29-year-old striker in. I think the thing I got sounds like another gesture to me. Technically, yes. Technically not. He's chief operating officer. That is technically Liam Dooley's thing. How much of he does by that kind of thing, but like I think Tom said it first. I think he's commercial, mate. And if he is commercial, where are the good commercial deals coming from? Because we've not had anything really good. 29, right? So it will be another 30-odd-year-old striker then, which I think we've got enough of them. To be fair, it will be interesting to see what would happen. Yeah, I don't think Adam Shaw is what we need. Make a problem with mismanagement is like we found out with our old owners, they lose interest and pride and stop them selling, so they end up treading the water, just trying to survive on day-to-day. I think that's a little bit what we got with Chansiri, but I also don't think it is as well. I think Chansiri's heart's in the right place still. I think he still wants to do well by the club. The problem is, the more that it gets toxic and the more it gets... And the thing is, we sold out Leeds away. Right? Leeds United away is sold out. It is sold out. We sold out our allocation. If people were so much wanting him to go, you wouldn't be selling out a home game. You wouldn't be selling out an away allocation. You wouldn't be going to games. You wouldn't put any money in. The thing is, and again, I'm not going to get too political here because at the end of the day, we can't do anything. There's no point. You can do Chansiri out in my comment section. You can do Chansiri out on Twitter. It don't mean anything. It doesn't mean it. If it makes you feel better, great. Would I like to see him manage better? Absolutely. Absolutely love to be able to be managed better, but it ain't going to happen overnight. So it's interesting. Sorry, got to go later. Later, John. See you later, mate. Rather not have Clark Harris. Do you think Gasselman will be our main striker halfway through the season? Striker or winger? Maybe. It sounds like he had a very good performance today in the... Oh, give me. In the under-21s. I think the whole situation with him, it's gonna... Again, people don't like this word, but this team and some of these players, you're going to have to give them time. You're going to have to give them time to settle into the UK. And let's see where we are. If in November we're still on like 9 or 6 points and it's still not going right, we will have to sack him and get someone else in. But I'm willing to get time. I still think Sisco is the right man for the job. And it's going to take a bit of time. I think the way... how how is he like how is he like Mike Ashley though? That's a really bad one because Mike Ashley actually made a profit every year with Newcastle. And Mike Ashley didn't really back managers. Chansiri backed all his managers. So it's a bad. If you're trying to like put him like how he is with people, that's not the same thing. I don't think you can put him against anyone really. Do you think? I've read that. All gone quiet on Celta Vigo player. Ozan Swansea. Yeah, I've seen that. It's all gone quiet, but quiet sometimes with Wednesday is a good thing. Cause look, it went quiet with Gasserman, and then suddenly it went quick. It went very quiet with who was the other player? Gasserman. It went quiet with Masaba, and they all suddenly happened really, really quick. So it's interesting. Isn't the reality is he bought the club for his son? That's what's been said. In the past, it's been said that he bought the club because his kid was into football. I hope he's getting his kid ready to learn how to run a football club, because if his son takes it, and I think his kids are only teens, so it's a long time away, that kind of thing. So yeah, how did Birmingham get the ball rolling with regard to removing the owners? I'll get to that in a minute. We could do with a young, hungry forward, striker in the shape of Carboni and Di Canio. I'm fine with letting the manager run the football stuff and dealing with the creator, as long as each are doing okay. That seems fine. And it seems Chansiri is hands off a bit at letting people get on. Yeah, he is. He does seem to be that way. I think it's just everything that's happened since the playoffs, he's been trying to just be a bit more forward, which makes sense. You're going to try and do that. They always will support the team, not the regime, and all that. Yeah, the thing is, but if you do want players out, you've got that whole thing. Atty isn't 17. Atty isn't 17, is he? Is Atty 17? Jesus Christ. I think Chantu, Mike Ashley far better. Mike Ashley made money for Newcastle. Just won't matter if he can put the ball in the back of the net, though, no matter his shape. True. Fan protested one thing, however, the reason we got off them if one fan did a huge amount of investigating into the shady stuff of the ownership, and then authority got involved. Thing is, people have investigated Chansiri, and there isn't much there. I'm not going to lie, there isn't much there at all. Apart from the Doyle and Fort thing that was happened, there's not much that was actually done. Ashley wanted the money he used to Newcastle to benefit it. Ashley wanted money he used to Newcastle to what benefits him. Yeah, but Mike Ashley is... Yeah, but Chansiri isn't doing that. Like, Mike Ashley used it for Sports Direct. Like, Sports Direct for a brand. Chansiri name isn't a brand. The tuna company is, but it's not like that. The thing is, also, again, Mike Ashley didn't ever put too much money into the club. They always run on a shoestring budget. And for what we run, people think it's a shoestring budget, but it's a decent-ish budget for it. Let's have a look. Jez, I think the ref might get fish if he noticed 8 limbs and 2 heads, yeah. How are chances of doing that? Ticket prices. We all alien talk these days can probably just pass it off as one of them, yep. I thought he was looking at buying a club for something to choice, and he did buy it for him. Yeah, I think it is. How is it at 17? That just blows my mind. I would hate to have a Mike Ashley. Can you imagine renaming Hill for Sport Direct Stadium or after what his other venture is? Yeah, that's something else. Carew says, how do ticket price benefit Chansiri? The money goes to the club, not him. Exactly. None of them... people complain about ticket price and stuff. None of it goes to Chansiri. None of it goes in Chansiri, but it goes in the club. Now, if we're setting ticket prices that high because we're losing money, we need to figure out where we're losing money and how we can fix that. That got to be something we have to fix as a club. We have to figure out where we're losing money and go from there, if that's the case. a big kind of financial audit wouldn't go amiss at this club, just to see where money is missing, where could we streamline, where could we do this. That's the thing. I think that's the issue. Maybe because basically we need a young Gregory. Yep. Red Bull. I do not want Red Bull, Tom. That is the last person I want. I don't want Red Bull. You really want to be called Red Bull Sheffield Wednesday and destroy your history? I don't want Red Bull anywhere near us. Tom, I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't want Red Bull near us. They destroy whatever history we've got. Like, Red Bull would be like being like MK Dons. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Kind of thing. And the thing is, it's one of those things that at the moment there's not a lot you can do. If he doesn't want to sell, he don't want to sell. No matter how many protests you do, how many whatever, he won't care. He'll just see what it is. He'll go, it's a business, it's his business. Made money at Newcastle, but staff at thought that were given birth in toilets and begging and being kept in mass houses for cheap legal labour. Yep. Jez, we need to call in Carl Tevez and have done. Yeah. If we ever had Mike Ashley, I'd call for his head week in, week out. If your owner doesn't want to sell, it matters not. What we potential owners want to do, realistic, it got to be so toxic for Chancellor to force him to change his mind, and that's the only way, I think. The problem is with even if it get, the problem is if the football on the pitch starts getting better and we're winning games and stuff and we have a decent-ish season, we're not near bottom, it'll only come back to the whole situation calling for Chancery out when the season tickets and the ticket come out again. That'll be the only bit where it comes back out for Chancery if he then keeps Munich for another season or two. It'll only come to it when it comes to season ticket. And then the football on the pitch will start again. And then if we start doing well again, they won't call for his head. But when we start doing badly again, they'll call for his head. That's the reality for me, personally. Red Bull, Blue Bull. I think Chancery could do a lot worse, so be careful what you wish for. Exactly. I think Caboodle Fish right. We could do a hell of a lot worse than Chancery. A hell of a lot worse. 37 people watching, 12 likes. Get those likes up, people. Hopefully, we'll be talking about football being better this weekend on the next stream. Also, next one of these I do will not be on Friday. It'll be on the Thursday, and I'll be doing a Friday football transfer market last day, deadline day thing. Kind of thing. I love their football philosophy, respecting all the history of one thing. If they guarantee that it'll be all over it. The thing is, they don't tend to respect people footballing history, though. They tend to take clubs that history is a bit crap and then reinvent their history. It's always been the case. The Glazers have managed to siphon money out of Man U, but that's a major footballing club from the last 25 years. If we're high up in the Prem to make a profit, global brand notoriety, yep. I'd take Ashley over. I wouldn't take Ashley. I wouldn't want Mike Ashley agree with me. I wouldn't want Ashley nowhere near us. I think we'd really struggle if we had Ashley. The only reason why Ashley made money out of Newcastle is because he didn't spend a lot. He was one of the only ones that was able to make money out of football club. Like, it was like Newcastle United and made 7 million. People like, yeah, because Ashley's not spent a lot. They did do a good job with Leipzig, but they do tend to buy clubs up where their history isn't well known or great. And then they make their history up. Kind of thing. Won't be around for the transfer deadline day. Nah, fine, mate. That's all good. There's no profit to be made out of Wednesday, so the issue with Ashley would be a 9 star until we were in the Prem. True. Totally agree, Jake. Football fans are fickle. We went some seasons where we did okay. People ignored the owners. The ground issue was the main thing that broke fans back to feet. Yeah. The problem there is the problem there. It went entirely against the German football culture. It did, but it went against the entire football culture, but you've got like Red Bull Brazilian teams. Like the problem is they will want their branding to be in it. So we would have to be Red Bull Wednesday or something. So you lose to Sheffield, or we'd be Red Bull Sheffield. That's the kind of thing they will want their branding in it somewhere. You wouldn't be able to be called Sheffield Wednesday. You would have to be Red Bull Sheffield. I don't know about you. I just don't like the idea of being called Red Bull Sheffield. I like the fact that Sheffield Wednesday is one of the only clubs in the world called Sheffield Wednesday. In a world full of cities, Uniteds and towns, there's only one Sheffield Wednesday. I love that about us. 38 people watching, 12 likes. Get those likes up, please. I'd much appreciate it. I really would. Get those likes up, people. It does to me. Sheffield Bull. Sheffield Bull. Yeah. FB. Oh, God. I personally, I just don't. You're losing your history, Tom. That for me it's history. And I know for somebody said we rewrite our history, we'll rewrite our own history. The only way I would want anyone like a Red Bull to come in is that they said they don't mess around with the history in terms of names of the club. And they don't want us to play in like red or something. Red and blue. The moment they start doing that, I would have a big issue with it. You could be called Sheffield Bull. My mate who's a Newcastle fan, he absolutely hated everything about Mike Ashley. He even called him a fat pig. Everyone hated everything to do with Mike Ashley. No one really liked him. He's not a likeable man. He takes everything that he can and tries to make a profit. He's a businessman. It's very, very simple. He's a businessman. We have to be very careful when we're talking about ownership, and especially the club. We don't want to have a situation like back in the day with Dave Allen. Kind of thing. And much of Milan was good. He didn't spend a lot of money. Like, to give credit to Chansiri, he has boosted up the training ground a hell of a lot. Yet he hasn't done a lot to the stadium. But has anyone put the idea of going to the stadium, going to Chansiri and say, hey, why don't we do a group, like a fan kind of thing? All the fan can come and help boost the stadium up, who are trade people. Come and help get your stadium back up to scratch. Something of that nature. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, personally. On the Chancellor, we have no future, if we're honest. So guess it depends what you value more, history or future. Cat 22. The problem is you're saying on the Chancellor we don't have a future. I don't know if you've got a crystal ball or if you've been to Mystic Meg kind of thing, because I don't know what's going on. At the end of the day, as fans, again, I'll say it again. We have a situation with Chansiri as right now. Yeah, it's not great. People don't like the ticket prices. People don't do that. But if anyone actually doing something, i.e. by not going, that's the kind of thing. Ian and Adam, how you doing, mate? The accounts have improved. Everything on the accounts has actually got better. We cut our budget from 20. It was like something 20 million to 12 million in wages. He has actually cut the budget at least. That thing. Go look at the accounts. Go have a look at the pieces of reporting that got done on the accounts. It's interesting. Realistic, everyone wants sensible owners. We got so lucky with our new owner, but we would have settled for anyone who honestly ran the club properly. Exactly, yeah. Let's face it, fans are always going to find something else to moan about. I'm sure even before my time that Di Canio and Hurt and fans still moan. True, very true. I'd rather keep our history than sell our soul. Tom Masters, why not? Account looked improved and he backed the manager for last season. Mistakes were made, but he has improved in my opinion. Provide the gaffer tape. Ian and Adam, how you doing, mate? Thank you for being a member again. Keep going. And anyone who's a member, much appreciated. There is some FIFA content coming. I finally picked up something that can capture the console and my audio at the same time. I'm going to be tweaking with some of the settings to see what I can make to sound better because it's different settings. I may need to capture. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to copy the settings that are in my Rodecaster right now and do it on the other one. It's like a little box about this big. It's brilliant. Great. At least Uncle Milan always made clear he was buying the club to sell it. True. A chairman of the business holds the board director together. The real measure in the boardrooms are directors affected the club decision. Yep, we are Sheffield Wednesday. However, the chairman can override decisions. We just don't get a break with our injury. We're 4 seasons now. Our most important players missing. I know Mo's only been he was good. We don't have a future in our hands when you go to bed. No one has a... Yeah, but again, we don't have... I'll say it this way. We don't have the future in our hands. We don't own it. We're not legally own it. If I go into your house and say, I'm knocking this wall and that wall down, you can legally turn around and go, you can A, get me arrested, and B, you don't own it. We don't own it. We don't have a say in how the club's run. No one has a say in how the club's run. That's just the nature of how it is. It's just how the nature it is. Chancellor said we'll lose about 10 million after in League One. He said if you're likely to treble the championship, and we'll say that meant we were going to break. How are we breaking FFP this year? FFP is different in League One. League One, the FFP is different to Championship League One. Championship and League One, FFP are completely different. Yeah, we lost 10 million a year, but at the same time, where do you expect them? Where we expect Chancery should go and get more better people to help run the club. I agree, and pump more money in. But at the same time, Tom, you're gonna go round in circle with this. Whoever comes in, so because all you'll have is another owner who'll come in who might be like a Chancery, spend the first 3 seasons, hit close to FFP, and then we're back to where we were, square one to go 3 years into Chancery ownership. Then you're going round in circles again. I think it's very, 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 very difficult. We moaned about Golden Sun and look how that turned out, and they sold us to 80 million to Hong Kong hairdressers who were done for money laundering. Exactly. And look where Golden Sullivan went with West Ham. Look at what they've done with West Ham. They have done amazing stuff with West Ham. Kind of thing. And you be careful. If you want to speak to someone about how things are done and how things can go wrong, a Birmingham City fan is probably the right fan to talk to. I won't lie, it probably is the best fan to talk to because they've seen it go wrong. They've seen it go really, really wrong. So it's like... It's difficult. And also, while I'm on the subject, it was really sad to hear when David Gold died. Always seemed like he was a good bloke. Yeah, they do hate him. I don't think the EFL would allow them to change to Red Bull Wednesday, etc. Tomorrow comes. I'll send my CV in a few years. Chelsea should be breaking FFP with SI, and how they get away with it. Get away with it if I don't know. Chelsea's interesting. Chelsea has technically made 250 million to 300 million in sales by selling the players to Saudi. Now they found a loophole. They found a very clever loophole, and with the fact that they're technically got investment from Saudi is interesting. It's interesting that. Yeah, 37 people watching, 12 likes. Get those likes up, people. Let's get close to the 37. I like that a lot. They are setting themselves up for disaster, though. They are really massively setting themselves up for disaster. To be fair, but again, look at Chelsea. Chelsea fan didn't really want Roman Abramovich to leave. He left due to the whole situation with Russia. If the whole situation in Russia didn't happen, Chelsea still had Roman Abramovich. Simple. Let's have a look. Where was it up to? I'm not a fan of the new stadium today. Just concrete counterpart. No soul. Strangely, don't feel like football grounds. I'd rather have traditional grounds. Yeah, ditto. It's the long contract lets them spread the cost and players to the accounts. West Ham fans hate their owner, which is a funny thing. Yep. Thing is, once the team gels and players get better, they'll want more pay, and I hope that shit hit the fan then. True. Triple H to take over once he's out from WWE. Yeah, that'll be funny. I mean, the fact we are under FFP, and Chancey mentioned the ballpark projecting losing 30 million this season, so surely means we're in breach. We're not in breach of FFP. Everyone took what Chansiri said in that fan forum and took the mix. We're not in breach of FFP. We're nowhere near FFP. Kind of thing. We're not in breach of FFP. This is the thing. We're not close to FFP yet. We're not. He said he could bend. What he said was, if you're going to quote him, he said he could bend 30 million this year. He could bend 30 million this year. We're not close to FFP. The problem is you're taking that bloody fan forum. If you're taking that fan forum, remember that fan forum was all over the place. Even journalists couldn't understand that. We're not close to FFP. FFP and champion based on rolling 3-year losses can't lose 39 million over 3 years. League One is about wages compared to turnover. With years, they're setting themselves for disaster. I'm going to say, is this how Chelsea get around? Yep. Chelsea are doing it. Yep. I bet Chelsea would be another Rangers. If those players on 8-year deal flop, they're stuck with them. Yep. Chelsea can just sell some fringe players, which means they won't fall under FFP. It's how they've done it this season. Look at all the fringe players they sold to Saudi. We'll be at least 30 mil. How are we gonna be at least 30 million this season? How are we going to be at least 30 million this season? Read what he said. FFP based on a rolling 3-year losses can lose 39 million over a 3-year period. We're only just back in the championship. You're telling me that we lost 30 million with the player we just brought in? You're telling me we lost 30 million already? The problem is, the issue is even if we go close to FFP, a new manager, a new chairman, not going to be the answer, because he's still got to pay the debt off to buy the club. If you want new owners now, and we worked it out, because I have somebody who helped me with it, and he worked it out. If you want someone to buy the club debt is about 70 million, plus another 30 odd. Then you've got to pay for the stadium. We've got to buy the stadium. You can't buy the club without buying the stadium. If somebody wants to buy the club, we have to have someone come up with 132 million. No one buying Sheffield Wednesday Football Club for 132 million. It ain't happening. Not today, not tomorrow. I love Triple H at Hillsborough. So sad news about Bray Wyatt. Yeah, very sad news about Bray Wyatt. I love Bray Wyatt. 3 points tomorrow, Jay. Yeah, need that. Would it be all about the game if we play yet? We'll be back after the quick commercial break. Yep. I think the fans of football club hate owners one way or another. Spend too or getting the club into debt, spending they can't win yet. That's what the chairman said, Jake. Not that counted from this year, which we rejoined. That's what the chairman said, Jake. It's not counted from the year which we rejoined the championship. It counts over the 2 seasons. Oh, you've not read what... Read what John put. Read what John put, Tom. FFP, based on rolling 3-year losses, can't lose 39 million over 3 years. League One is about wages compared to turnover. Just got to work out what the accounts say. You lost the last 2 years, then that figure... I can tell you what we've lost over the last year's accounts. Hang on. I'll find it. the worrying thing is that there's about 7 million. So, the total losses for the year coming out of, this is from the July 23. The total losses for the year comes out to 7.3 million. A sizable shift from the 12 months ago when it was 25.7. In terms of wages, the club has significantly slashed its cost. It stood it stood about 21 million in 2021, but this least set accounts show the club has spent almost half that figure, 10.9 million. So how are we close to FFP? I heard Triple H wanting to buy Hill for I'll go mad at me. Yeah. Hit the head there. I believe the figure gives about 4 million to lose this season. Okay, if we lose 14 million this season. So on this alone, on what got said, right? For the year, I'll read it again. This is, you got to remember, this is for the year ending 2022. This is for the July 31st, 2022. We lost 7 million in the past year. It was 7 million. It was 7 million what we lost in that year. That was the loss. That is much better than we first thought it was going to be. I think when it came to it, that was much better. I think, you know, the guy in blue, the grass is green, let's move. Can we move on from this? Because it's doing my head in. There's nothing we can do about, there's nothing we can do about the chairman or losses. We don't have a control over it. We don't have a control over it. We don't have it. At the end of the day, Chancery owns it. I can't do it about it. You can't do it about it. At the end of the day, getting an owner to leave can be good if it works. Though there's so many clubs where it hasn't worked and it's backfired badly. Wigan are an example. Nearly went bust. Then the other owners started to do what they were doing. So we'll see what happens. Let's just see what happens. We'll agree to disagree. But at the same time, the club does need to find other revenue streams. That I will be clear as. The club needs to find other revenue streams than pricing fans out of games. That one we can all agree on. Season ticket prices, that shouldn't be somewhere where we get hit with it. We do get hit with it, but that's where we do. But yeah, let's move on. Put it this way. If you're close to FFP, the FO will let you know before the ownership will. That is a fact. Yeah, exactly. Let's move on anyway. And if you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for you. I love how the chat just gone into straight DX Triple H torch. I love it. Is it West Ham that... I think it was Donny Rovers that started using recently Triple H's music, which is odd. Donny Rovers using it is a bit odd. But let's talk about tomorrow's game. So we've got Cardiff. Cardiff are not in a great position as we are. They're second. They're like 17th or something like that. It ain't great. But we need a win. We need a win tomorrow. We need a win like a kick in the head. Just to kickstart us. Kickstart the season. Go from there. We need a win. Is it going to be difficult? Yes. But again, Cardiff are looking for that win as well. There's the 2 clubs who are looking for the same win, kind of thing. Time to play the game. Don't know for sure, but I'm imagining FF rules apply to this season and future season. Can't be applied the rules historic when they didn't apply for the club. That would be insane. Yeah, it would be. No, fair comment. No, good. Yeah, historic, yes, historic counts do count. So historic seasons do count. So there we go. We do know that. Anyway, let's talk about game. We got Cardiff tomorrow. What's everyone's prediction for tomorrow? What do you think everyone's goal is going to be? Cardiff's home record last season was abysmal. Yep. Put your results predictions in the chat. What do you think it'll be? Don't read it, Jack. It's about FFP. Move on. Right. Prediction for tomorrow. What do you think the goal line's going to be? I'm going to do a Puncture 41 prediction, which I never do. I'm going to go 1-0 Wednesday, but it'll be tight. We should sell Windass. I heard Windass had got no pace, though. I can't remember which idiot said that. Probably Jack. Probably Worko. Do we have a box-to-box midfielder? Not really. I wouldn't say we do. For me, two sides who won't want to lose. Yep. 1-1. Smith hat-trick. I really want Smith to start tomorrow. I want Smith to get given a chance up top tomorrow. I think he deserves to start from the beginning. I think if we can... I think the more Smith can give to us than a Gregory up top, so it will be good. Yo, what's up, mate? Yo, Jordy, how are you, mate? Not too bad, mate. How are yourself? Somebody in here was saying we should have Mike Ashley as our chairman. I think you would agree that's a bad idea. Second goal in the final. I'll tell Windass is a waiter that doesn't work hard enough. And do we think we're going to get the 2 or 3 players that Munich wants? He said we're looking at 2 or 3 players. And he did talk about Prem loans. So it will be interesting to see what he brings in. While we're at it, let's open these. Let's have a look. Cheers, mate. Come here, here's a mess. If I take my hair off, it's a bit of a mullet at the minute. I haven't heard anything on the Smith disciplinary rumour. I've heard of the rumour, but I've done digging. I haven't heard anything legit about it. Here we go. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. See if we can get a good... the beauty shot, they call it. Come on. Come on, little man. Oh, come on. There you go. There you go. One little Sabutio man in Sheffield Wednesday colours, which is awesome. Mullets are back in... take your hair off. Take your hair off. Dirty Dom Mysterio. I do look a little like Dom Mysterio at the minute. I have got a Dom Mysterio look at the minute. It's not good, but I actually do like the look. It's a lot more easier to maintain than a mohawk. A mohawk is a lot of maintenance, especially when I colour it. 2-0 to the Al Delgado and Pato. He's almost the same height as Paddon. I like that. Can I use the mic? See if I can use the mic. Oh, there you go. That worked perfectly. There you go. One little man. I'm going to watch Chelsea. Yeah, I'm about to go watch that anyway. Just look like Chris Waddle with that trim showing off my over there. Does that make me mammy? But yeah, I'm going to go watch the Chelsea Luton game as well. Yeah, hang on, I'll do a side profile. That's my current look at the moment. It is a little bit Waddle-esque. It is very, very Waddle-esque. Where's my goalkeeper? I forgot they used to put goalkeepers on here. There you go. Also, much appreciated again for this, DJ. I can't wait to use it in a setup. There's a tiny man in his hair. Oh, God, she's going Black Book reference. Card 1-0 to Wednesday. Also, next week. Right, let's talk about next week before I forget. So next week is transfer deadline day on when we will do the stream. Now, ideally, I want to do a stream Thursday night and then do a special stream on the Friday night. I'm living in Mulletville at the moment to why I can't get into the YouTube game. Hey, rock the mullet. I don't mind the mullet. It looks good. My Australian friend keep telling me I look like an Australian native at the moment. But yeah, backwards. I'm a bit one. That's just how you walk. Luton to be 3 down at half time, but Chong plays well. Yeah, Woody will pick. But yeah, next week. So next week is very, very simple. If you want to become a member, by the way, members is $4.99 a month. You get trucking videos, you get PlayStation videos, you'll get some one-to-one videos like this. There'll be a tour of this place soon. Once I get a chance to do it. If you want to super chat to the channel, please do so. Every little help, it go back into the studio. I have got an idea for something coming up. Beat the Jenna, John. Yep. Right, footy calling. Good luck. Have a good one, John. Good luck tomorrow. Right, guys, I am going to leave it here because football calling, as John just said, I want to go watch Chelsea dick Luton a little bit, but I also want Luton to beat Chelsea. I'm cat 22. I know a Luton fan is a real obnoxious arse. And if he wins, he's going to be all over it. And I don't want that. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend. Hopefully, we're talking about a good Wednesday win. Debrief. Before I go, debrief. Do you want it tomorrow or I could do it Sunday? We could do Sunday. Let me know in the comment section or the preview. And I'll see you in the next one.